How's it going, everybody? This is Alien. I'm back with another tutorial, and today I'm going to show you how to make a bass that I discovered in Massive. I'm sure there's other people that have done something similar, but this is something that I came up with more or less on my own and just playing around in Massive for a long time. It's pretty easy to set up. It sounds super cool. It's really versatile. You can change how it sounds pretty easily, and it'll give you a different bass every time, and you can play around with the filters and everything like that just to make it sound how you want to. So let's get into it. First I'm going to show you what it sounds like. It's kind of like an Au5 type bass. It actually uses I had it at one point where I wasn't using it with this technique, but I learned a technique from Fractal and Au5 a while back that I'm sure Au5 has highlighted in his most recent his most recent tutorials and things that he's put out with I think like Daw Nation. If you haven't heard of them or haven't heard of Au5, I would highly recommend checking them out. He does a really good job of explaining things, unlike myself, and he is just a master at his craft. So definitely look those up if you're looking for some super in-depth sound design stuff. So let's get into it. First, we're going to set up our oscillator section, which is right here. And you want to change your oscillator to carbon. Carbon has a lot of different timbres in it, which makes it good for morphy sounding basses. I love it. There's some other ones in here that are fairly cool. Scrapyard is one of them. You can check that out as well, but we're going to be using carbon today because that's my favorite one. And what you want to do for modulation, I'm just putting everything on a macro knob here, on macro knob 1. So all you do, for anyone who hasn't used Massive, it works really similar to Serum. You just drag it over to this little box that you want to use the macro on, and then you drag up and down to set how far you want the knob to go from 0 to 100%. And that sets up our oscillator. And next we're going to come to the filter section. Before you do anything, you'll probably notice when you first open Massive that your serial parallel slider is on parallel. You want to take that all the way up to serial, and what that does is that makes sure that when you play your sound, it goes through filter 1 and then filter 2 instead of going through both at the same time and then them being summed afterwards, which can do some cool effects, but not I haven't really been successful in getting it to do anything crazy with this bass. It sounds a lot better in serial. And then you want to come to your mix slider over here, and you want to make sure that's all the way down to mix 2, which makes sure that it only takes what's coming out of filter 2. And then you want to change your filter 1 to bandpass. This guy right here. Change filter 2 to double notch, and then you want to set your knobs to these. I'm not sure of the exact values. You can jack the resonance up on the double notch a little bit more, actually. And then you want to once again drag your macro over and set that up. Bandpass, you want to just drag it all the way down. You want to drag this knob all the way down, and then you want to drag your macro all the way up. And then for filter 2, you just want to do a little backwards guy here. So to do that, you got to drag down instead of up. And then that sets up your filter section. Next, we're going to come down to the insert 1. Make sure that it is turned on with a little blue light here. Get to Sine Shaper and turn your dry wet and your drive all the way up. Then second to last, you want to come to your, third to last, you want to come to your envelope. Usually it's set like this, so it has a little bit of a decay. You want to go ahead and drag that all the way up just so it sustains for forever at the same volume. Nobody wants that volume decay in their bass. And then you want to come to the voicing tab right here, and you want to set your unison to 3. This is something that you can set to however you want. I would say just make it how I'm showing you to make it right now, and then you can play around with it later. So you want to set your unison to 3, turn your pitch cutoff on, move the slider up just a little bit, and then you can kind of set this to taste. Again, I would just set it to 24 and then to this, so you can pretty much get the sound that I'm making right now. Then last but not least, you want to hit restart via gate. This is super important. It's what gives the bass that phasey sound, and I'm actually going to play it for you right now, just so you can hear the difference. So this is what it sounds like completely set up with restart via gate on. And then here, I'll play it regularly so you can hear what restart via gate's doing. So once again, this is with restart via gate, and this is without. So what you'll hear is that I can actually exaggerate it some more too. I'm dragging this down. You can kind of hear like a phasey, like kind of sound in there, and that's what really can add depth to your bass, is just little things like that. That's one of my favorite things to do on basses, because it just adds this entire layer of movement and makes it sound awesome. It makes it sound like real robot-y, and like when you're moving it real fast, it makes it sound like super organic because it's got this little like thing going on in it. And you can do with or without it. You know, clearly personal preference. So that sets up your massive. Then you want OTT and OTT. I don't think I did anything really to these guys. Yeah, these are just two default preset OTTs loaded on. Next, we want disperser, mount all the way up, 308 hertz. Super easy to set up. Again, this is something you can set to, taste. If you want pinch in there, you can add it, just whatever sounds good to you. Then there's 2 routes you could go. I wouldn't recommend combining them, so there's the Ozone 9 imager route you can go, which will add width and give it more life in your mix, give you more space. I would recommend this for people who want like more of a crunchy sound to their bass, I guess. It makes it like it retains the sharpness that you're getting. Actually, let me switch off Ubermod and switch on Imager, and then we can hear the difference. So this is with Imager. And then this is with Ubermod. So you'll hear with Ubermod, it is a little wider sounding. I could actually bump this up a little bit. It's a little wider sounding, and it's a lot smoother because of the diffusion I have on it. So if you take a look here, I might mix all the way up, and then you want to come to the diffusion tab, turn it on, and set your diffusion to like 20%, and that'll give it that real like smooth diffused sound, doing exactly what it says it does. So and you can turn it up more if you want, and it makes it even smoother. So that's something really cool to use, but I like it set around 20 because it retains the the sharpness, and but still gives it that smooth diffused sound, which I personally like a lot. And then last but not least, you want another OTT that is just set to the standard default preset when you load it up. And once you do all that, that sets up the bass, and you can just go crazy with it. And you know, you can start playing around with things like the ring mod. If you turn the ring mod on, it makes it a little like crunchier, I guess. Has like a different character to it. And then you can scoot this down, turn the ring mod off, make this a little shorter, and you'll get like a more of like one side, like a one timbre sound out of it. So there's tons of stuff you can do with it. You can play around with filters too, move that down, scoot the resolution. So there's a lot of stuff you can do, but I hope that helps some of you guys out, gives you some new sounds to work with. Once again, if you want to support me, I have my presets for sale for the Space Laces bass, and now this one, it's for FL Studio only, just because I saved them as the wrapper presets, and they load in nice and easy. I think for this one I'm going to be able to do a like an Ableton preset pack as well. The other one I couldn't, because FL discontinued their support for using their plugins as plugins in other DAWs, so I just didn't wanna put that up there and have them not work for people. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, again, just drop a comment. If you like my videos, like and subscribe, please. I really appreciate it, and helps motivate me to put out more stuff for you guys to take down and use in your music. So thank you very much, and I will hopefully have another tutorial up soon for you guys.